Hi guys, today is Friday. I did not record yesterday, which is Thursday, of course. I did not record because I went to the doctor. Today's video will be to be continued. You'll see the rest of, well, I'm doing something for dinner tonight that will be in tomorrow's video, but I'm gonna do it for today's video. And the reason why is because if I try to do everything I'm doing today for tomorrow's video, one, it would be super duper long, two, I wouldn't have anything for you today. So I thought it would be best to do it this way. Okay, so I went to the doctor yesterday, and the reason why I did, I told you guys, if I felt like it was getting worse, if I felt like I couldn't handle the pain, if I felt like anything was going on that I really thought I needed to go in, I would go in. I've been dealing with this for years, but I just decided this time, it lasted for 3 weeks or maybe more, lasted longer than normal. And then on Wednesday evening, I got to the point that I could barely walk, and the pain was really bad. So bad that I started to take one of my big pain pills, the kind with like hydrocodone in it. I did not do that, but I thought about it. I don't like taking those. So I only take those if it's super bad and I cannot handle it. So I ended up not taking that, but I went ahead and went to the doctor yesterday, and it ended up being an all-day thing. So I went to the doctor, then I had to go get an x-ray. Well, let me tell you about the doctor first. First, I was questioned about what was going on and things like that, if I had done anything, pulling, pushing, anything different than normal, and I had not. Y'all know that I'm super careful with my back. So I had not done anything. In fact, I had stopped doing a lot of things recently. So there was no reason why this flare could be happening unless something happened with my spine that I didn't know about, or it could be just the sciatic nerve. We don't really know. So I ended up having 2 shots and 2 prescriptions. One is a muscle relaxer. I thought she was going to give me gabapentin. I didn't see my normal doctor either because he was out yesterday, which is fine. I'd never seen this doctor before, but I really liked her. But anyway, she was going to give me gabapentin, which is a nerve medication. It's also for epilepsy, but she decided against that and just gave me a muscle relaxer, a very low dose, and a very high dose of naproxen, which is like Aleve. And I take that twice a day. The muscle relaxer I take before bed, and let me tell you, it knocks you out. I'm going to take it and go straight to the bed. That is what I'm going to be doing tonight, because it knocks you out, and it is a very low dose. But I did seem to sleep better, but I got woke up really early this morning. So for the 5 hours I was in bed, I slept really good, but then I ended up getting up. But anyway, so what you're about to see is, well, wait a minute, I didn't finish telling you. I ended up going to get an x-ray, and according to what the x-ray says, I may have to get an MRI. We don't know yet. That's just, we don't know. I went to get the x-ray because she said, she was straight up. She said, I don't really read x-rays well. I really want to send you to someone else. So let's send you to go get one and let a radiologist, or isn't that what they're called? Yeah, I think so. Let them read it. And I said, okay, that's great. It made me feel more comfortable because, you know, she admitted she could not read x-rays that well, which is great because that means she is not overconfident and doesn't, you know, is not going to miss anything. That's my opinion anyway. So anyway, I went, got the x-ray, and this was like, I went in at like 9:30 yesterday morning, got the x-ray at like 4:30 by the time I got in and everything, and then I had to go get my prescriptions. So it was an all-day thing, so I did not record. So what you're getting today is a recipe that I've been wanting to cook or make or whatever. I bake. I've been wanting to bake. It is Downeast, Maine pumpkin bread, and I've been wanting to do it for about a week. I first saw it, that I get recipes from All Recipes. I first saw it on there, but I didn't print it out until like 3 or 4 days ago, and I really wanted to make it. So you're about to see me make that, and I'm also making cornbread for something that we're having for supper, but you won't see supper until tomorrow. I am also gonna fill all the things, but I'm gonna have Jeff help me with part of that. And I'm also going to, I'm washing clothes like normal on Fridays. I'm doing my normal chores. She did not restrict me, except yesterday she told me not to be, because I had the shots. One of them was a steroid, and the other one was like an NSAID, a strong pain reliever. And actually, just like 30 minutes after she gave me that, I was feeling like the pain was so much better. And the pain has been better since. But she didn't give me any restrictions further than I already had. She just told me to be careful with my body. But yesterday, I was not to be walking around a lot, even though I had to walk to get things done. But I wasn't supposed to be on my feet a lot, is the point. And so Jeff, well, we cooked supper together last night, but we just had burgers and tater tots in the air fryer. The tater tots were. So we did cook it together, but he kind of did, I guess he did most of it, I guess you could say. It was super easy. It was like frozen hamburger patties. You just throw in the pan and let them cook, but he did cut up all the onion and tomato and all that stuff. So he did the most work, and I'm very grateful for that. But you're about to see me cook that, or bake that, and yeah, so I'll see you in a second. If you have any questions, if I forgot to say anything, if I've confused you, please let me know, because I'm confused today. And my face is super flushed and hot. I think it's from the steroid shot, because it started yesterday. But that happens to me every time I do steroids, or every time. That sounded bad. Every time I have a steroid shot or have to take steroid medication. I don't do steroids. Anyway, you'll see me again in a second. I'm okay. Okay, so I'm about to start the Downeast, Maine pumpkin bread. I will leave the link down below. It is from All Recipes. It's actually tested by their test kitchen. Lori Fontaine Bennett is the one who created it. And I'm just going to show you how I'm going to put it together. So the first thing I need is a 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. Well, actually the first thing I need is to have my oven preheating. It's preheating to 350, and got that going. And I was told, Donna has one of these, Kitchen Mama. I've had it for years, but I always forget that I have it. It's stuck in the back of my, let me get all this stuff moved. I'm having a difficult time, y'all know that. But anyway, I always have it in the back of my drawer. So I took it out and put it kind of forward because of me needing to use it more often. What's the point in having it if I'm not going to use it, right? So the way that I do it is I just sit it on there and make sure that this little rolly thing is that focusing? I hope so. But make sure this is touching the side of the can. And then I just sit it down and push the button, and I've never had problems with it. I don't know if you're doing something different, or maybe yours is defective. I don't know, but I've never had any problems with mine. And I've had it, like I said, for a few years. I don't use it all the time, but I do use it. And I'm glad I looked at that, because that does not look right. It just popped, so I'm taking it off. And then whenever it sits back down on the can, and then you just pull the top off with this little magnet there. And I'm going to go ahead and just grab one of my little spatulas. I'm looking at everything today because I feel kind of weird. But I'm going to put this can of pumpkin into this. And this can of pumpkin kind of freaked out my brain a little bit whenever I looked at it. And I'll tell you why in just a second after I get this out of here. Well, no, I can just go ahead and tell you. I looked at the top of the lid, which is normally where an expiration date is on a can. And I'll tell you what it said. Oh no, I dropped some. Well, that's okay. It says on the top, HOEE 202A 205 6130 pumpkin. And I'm like, 2005? I didn't buy that long ago. That's crazyville. Why? Why does it say 2005? And I thought, I'm gonna look at the bottom. Looked at the bottom, it says, best by December 28th of 2023. And I was like, phew, I'm glad I didn't have something weird that old in my pantry. I never have had something like that. But it did freak out my brain a little bit. Alright, I had to get that pumpkin off. So, I've got the pumpkin, and I'm going to put 4 large eggs in here. And I've got my little, y'all know I always have to have a little bowl. I've got that here. Hello, Daisy. And then the next thing I'm going to be putting in here is the oil, water, and sugar. All of this goes into one bowl and you mix it really well. And then you put the dry ingredients in another bowl and you mix it really well. Why did I do both of those? Because I'm not with it today. Y'all know. It's okay. Anyway. And you guys who watch me regularly know why I do that with the pumpkin, or with the eggs. You know why I do it. And there I go, being weird. Doing what I don't normally do. So, we need, in here, 3 cups of sugar. Which really is a lot. But I'm doing it. So this is a 1/3 cup. So there's 1 cup. That's not quite a cup. 2 cups. I keep looking at that to make sure I'm right. And I am. It does say 3 cups. Losing it for sure. Get that out of the way. Do what I should be doing. 1, 2. That's a lot of sugar. I don't know if I'm going to regret making this by the time I'm done. But I have not made anything super sweet in a very long time. So, that's okay. I feel like I just made myself so dizzy. 2/3 cups of water, and I have water here. I'm going to use this 1/3 cup measure. There's 1 and 2/3. I'll use this to water my plant. I always do that. Oil is 1 cup, yes. So 3 of these, and this is olive oil. It's not the extra virgin, like first press. It is extra virgin, but not the first press. It's not the greenest. And that's what I want. I want something that's not going to be as olivey, I guess. I probably should have grabbed the thing that the olive oil comes in, but I did not, as you see. Because, I mean, it is going to have to be refilled. Alright, there's all of those things done. And let me make sure for sure. Pumpkin, egg, oil, water, sugar. Okay, I'm going to mix this together. But yeah, that pumpkin puree had me like, what? This, whenever I was taking it out, I thought, no way I'm using that from 2005. I mean, you probably still could, but you'd have to definitely look at it, make sure there was nothing wrong with the can, no rust, no bulging, no nothing. But yeah, that was something. Alright, it's preheated, but I'm not ready yet. This does make 2 loaves, so I guess it's just 1.5 cups of sugar for each loaf. Okay. We're going to call that good. I should have probably got my mixer out, or else used the stand mixer, but then I would have had to, well, I still 2 bowls no matter what, but splashing on myself. Alright, now for the wet ingredients. Or dry. Okay, ignore half of what I say today. All-purpose flour. There is one ingredient that I do not have because we don't keep cloves around the house. I thought I had bought it at one point, but I couldn't find it. And there I go, wearing black while I'm doing things that have to do with flour. Isn't that my normal? 3.5 cups. This is a 1/4 cup measure because the 1/2 cup measure I was going to use did not look clean. So let me do this real quick and I'll be back. Okay, into my flour, I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Not baking powder, baking soda. That's your only leavening agent. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. There's 1.5. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. What am I doing? I'm always doing that backwards, looking at it wrong. And if I get a little bit extra cinnamon in here, that's alright, because remember, I don't have the clove. And I'm okay with not having the clove. 1/2 teaspoon, no, 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. And 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Let me get the 1/4 of this. Now, I know that Joanne cannot have cinnamon, and I would say for you, omit the cinnamon and maybe put a little bit more of the ginger and nutmeg. Use the clove if you have it. And then 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. And I usually grind it, but I'm not. I mean, I have this because I bought it, and I'm so glad I did, because today I can't, I'm not going to worry about trying to do the grinding of it. I'm not going to try to grind it up. Okay, so let me make sure I got everything. Flour, baking soda, salt, cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger. That's what I'm putting in here. I am going to pull this over and stir this around, because I'm about to mix that in with this anyway, which I'm thinking I probably should have got a bigger bowl for my second bowl for this one that I'm using right now, but we're going to hope that this actually works like it. I'm hoping it will anyway. Let me mix some and then I'll put the other in. I do have my sprayed and floured pans here, 2 9x5s. Got them sitting here waiting for me, 2 loaf pans. I had thought about doing this in 1 9x5 and then the other in some little ramekins, but I decided with the events of yesterday that I would not be doing that today. Let's get the rest of that in there because we want all the goodie. Just get this out of the way. Put it in the dishwasher. Get it out of my way. Yeah, I should have gotten a bigger bowl, but we're just gonna make it work. I can be careful. I need to go slow anyway. It does not say to fold, but I just need to be careful not to make a bigger mess. Already made a big enough mess, you know. All right, here we go. Get this stirred up. This may have a little lump in it or two, but I'm just not gonna be too concerned about that today. I'm just gonna let it be. All right, so now I'm gonna pour the batter into prepared pans, and I'm gonna bake it in the oven until the toothpick comes out clean. It's about 50 minutes. It does not say to cool it. It just says enjoy. So we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. I know I'm not pouring this in a way that y'all can see me pouring it, but I mean you can, but you can't, you know? It's one of those situations. You know what I'm doing anyway. I'm just pouring it in the pans and hoping that I get it fairly even, but the one pan is a little bit longer than the other one, so we're just gonna go with it. Flip this bowl around a little bit to help me out. Well, I said I was going to help myself out, but I'm making a big mess on the back side of it. Okay, smooth it out a little bit. You know, pumpkin season is coming. We need those pumpkin recipes. Alright, put them in the oven for 50 minutes. Then I'm going to clean up my mess. Oh no, I forgot I had my cast iron in there. I'll be back when it's done. I told a bit of a fib. I won't be back when it's done, because the reason why I had my cast iron in the oven is because I'm making cornbread for dinner tonight, because I'm making something with it. I was not thinking properly. So I'm going to use 2 cups of cornmeal mix. This cornmeal mix is slightly mixed with yellow and white, but that's okay, we don't care. And then I'm going to put in about 3/4 of a cup of self-rising flour. This is self-rising cornmeal mix too. And I'm going to put half a stick of butter in that cast iron skillet. Should have already done it to let it start melting. Well, it's okay if I didn't do it immediately when I started doing this other stuff, but I need to get it done. And it is already hot, so that's good. That's really good. All right, back to my mix here. One lovely egg. I should have kept my other bowl, but that's okay. I stuck it in the dishwasher and it's not a big deal. little salt and pepper because I'm going to be using this for dressing. And I usually put salt and pepper in my cornbread anyway. But I put a little more pepper whenever I'm doing it for dressing. I'm just going to use this today because I didn't get a measuring thing. You don't have to put salt and pepper in it, but I like to. Okay, what am I thinking? Don't know what I'm thinking. I'm going to put about half a cup of oil. Hopefully I have a half cup here. If I don't, I'll just grab my jug. And I do mean jug because it's one of those from Sam's. That'll be close enough for today. We're just making a small pan anyways. I don't know why I'm worried about trying to get that out. Now I'm going to put in probably a cup to a cup and a half of buttermilk. And you could use regular milk, but just trust me on this, buttermilk is better. It just is. Don't ask me why, it just is. I don't have a reason why. Alright, now I'm going to stir this together. I'm going to crack my egg there. Stir this together, make sure that it's the right consistency that I want. If it's not, I'll add more buttermilk. If it is, I'll add it to the pan. And I can tell you right now that it's going to be alright because I'm making this for dressing. I do want it to be a little bit drier than what I would normally do if I was doing it for just eating cornbread. Now you can just eat it. You can actually take it at this step and just make you some fried cornbread. But if I was going to make it just regular, I would add a little bit more buttermilk. But like I said, it's for cornbread. I mean, it's for dressing. So as you can see, that's pretty well melted. And that is salted butter because I didn't have any unsalted in my refrigerator. And I'm just going to put it in this pan and kind of flatten it out into the pan. If it was for just regular cornbread, it would be more of a pouring consistency. And I don't have to mention again, it's for the other, so that's why it's going in there like this. So, now I'm just going to put it back in the oven, and I'll show y'all whenever it's done, along with the other. So I'll be back this time. Okay, I have checked these with a toothpick, and it comes out clean. They look and smell delicious. I cut my finger after I got finished filming this stuff. It was after this. Whenever I was making myself some more coffee creamer. I cut it on the can, which is crazy. And this is the cornbread, but I'm going to flip it out onto a... Well, you know what? I'm probably not, because I'm going to mix it with other things. You'll see that tomorrow, though. But at some point, I do want to taste this. But I'm going to let it sit here for about 10 minutes to just kind of chill out in the pan. Then I'm going to flip it out onto the cooling rack. And then I'll probably taste it. It doesn't say you have to let it cool down at all. Let me set me a timer for 10 minutes. I probably should do 15, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll be back to taste this. Okay, so I'm going to get me a little saucer because I forgot to. And I'm going to cut one of these. I think I'll cut this one because it might be harder to cut from here. They look about the same. They smell delicious. And I might have went a little crazy with the flour for the outside, you know. That's the way it looks. It looks so good. It smells delicious. Alright, so I'm going to move the camera around. And if I didn't mention, I'm wearing my robe all day because I don't feel like putting on regular clothes. And I'm not properly attired for seeing you guys. Like, anyway, doesn't matter. I'm gonna taste the bread and stop looking at my finger. I'm gonna hide the finger. It smells so good. This, I think, without even tasting it, this would be good to take like to a breakfast if you're having with friends and family, or a church thing or whatever. It'd be good. I feel like my camera's too close since I'm filming myself. It'd be good for just breakfast for yourself. Jeff will probably take some to work for his little snacks, or he may have it for breakfast because he is on the shift where that he usually eats before he leaves. But lately he's been wanting sandwiches, which I'm not complaining about. That's what he wants. That's what he can have. And let's see, what else would you do? Maybe coffee for yourself for a snack or breakfast or whatever. I'm procrastinating because it's still hot, but I'm going to taste it and I'll tell you what I think. It's good. It's not too sweet, even though I thought it probably would be with all that sugar. But I wasn't thinking about it being too low. Now, I don't know how it would be if it had the clove in it, but we don't have any clove, and it didn't call for much anyway. But this is good. Yeah. A keeper for sure. I like it anyway. We'll find out if Noah and Selena, sorry, I've been talking to Selena a little bit. Noah and Jeff like it. Selena probably would not like it because she doesn't like pumpkin things. But this is to be continued. So if you liked this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you like my channel, subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified. And share it with a friend if you'd like to. Most importantly, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.